Time for the September TBR. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I have got my September TBR for you. So obviously August is almost over, or over, depending on when this video goes up. And we are now going to be heading into September, and at the end of the video I'm going to have an announcement. Some of you might know what it is because during reading sprints on this previous Thursday, Danielle and I announced it. But I am not going to announce it yet. I'm going to keep you waiting. We're going to have an announcement at the end of this video. We have got 5 books here physically, and then I have got one that I do not have yet because it's not released. I'm sure you probably know what book that is. I'm not going to say it yet. We'll have these linked down below with whatever we can get linked down below. Also, don't forget to check out Danielle's channel, Danielle's Books. I've also got the sports channel. Subscribe to all of it, everything. The Zach and Danielle channel, everything. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into my TBR. Alright, so the first book I'm going to talk about in my TBR is the one that's not released yet, and that is Fairy Tale by Stephen King. We'll post a picture of the cover somewhere on the screen. So obviously it's a Stephen King book. It is, this is what the blurb says here. 17-year-old Charlie is used to being on his own until he befriends Howard, an old recluse, and his beloved dog, Radar, who live in a large house on the hill. After Howard dies, he leaves Charlie a note about a magical portal to a parallel world where good and evil are at war. Now it's up to Charlie and Radar to save both worlds. This is released September 6th. Kind of sounds like a September release video now, but it's not. I'm hoping there are parallels with the Eyes of the Dragon in this book, but now that I am kind of hearing it, good versus evil, you know, I don't know which way he can go with this book. Because technically The Stand is good versus evil. And obviously the Dark Tower series, there's always like good versus evil going on in that. So I don't know if this is going to have heavy like Dark Tower references, or it could be like a Stand type thing. I don't know which way he's going to go with this. But, I mean, based off of like the font of the book, it kind of looks like the Eyes of the Dragon type fontish. Kind of like fantasy type thing. So, hard to tell where he's going to go with it. That's all the information I have of it. So, I mean, we'll just see what happens. Plan to read that when it gets released. There will probably be a reading vlog with it. So, as always with King releases, I always do a reading vlog. Did one with Grundy's Final Task, Billy Summers. I think that's when I started doing them. Oh, and later. I don't know if I did one with later. Regardless, there's going to be a video with this book when it gets released. So there you have Fairy Tale by Stephen King. Alright, so next up is Out Behind the Barn by John Bowden and Chad Lutsky. This is a book that Danielle read. She gave it 4 stars. I'm just going to read the little blurb on the back here because I don't want to know a whole lot going into it besides Danielle said that she liked it and it was kind of like a bittersweet ending. Or it's kind of like a sweet ending, I think. The boys crept to the window and watched as Ms. Maggie carried the long bundle into the barn, the weight of it stooping her aging back. Rafter lights spilled from the barn doors and Davy saw an arm fall from the canvas-wrapped parcel. He smiled. She got someone. Both children grinned and settled in their beds, eyes fixed at the ceiling. This was family growth. I don't want to know more about it other than that, and that is on the back, so it's not like I just spoiled anything for you guys. But I know that's all I really want to know about this going forward because I don't want to know a whole lot. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with this. Danielle enjoyed it, so we'll see how it goes. So, there you have Out Behind the Barn by John Bowden and Chad Lutsky. Alright, next up is going to be Danielle and I's buddy read for September, and that is Clown in a Cornfield 2, Friendo Lives. So, this this was just released recently towards the end of August. Danielle's heard a lot of good things about it. I have not heard a whole bunch on it. She said that it's a lot more gruesome, I think. So that's about all I really want to know. I read the first one, gave it, I think it was 4.5 stars, possibly 5. Danielle read it this year, and I think she gave it 4 or 5. So it's a really good book. This is by Adam Caesar. I didn't say that. But I am very excited for this book because I'm excited and intrigued to know what he does for a sequel. Again, I want to go into this blank. The first one was about this town where like its mascot was this clown called Friendo. Goes on a killing spree, and I think there's maybe 1 or 2 survivors from the town or something like that. And we're following one of them in this book. So I'm very excited to get to this one. I know Danielle is too, and we'll just have to see how this one goes. Because we buddy read The Chain this past month, and we both really enjoyed it. So there you have Clown and Cornfield 2, Friendo Lives by Adam Caesar. Alright, next up is the thriller pick from Danielle, and that is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. This is a book that I was going to read regardless, but Danielle read it and she absolutely loved it. She gave it 5 stars, and she is like really wanting to tell me about this book, and she can't. So I really need to read this, because if I don't get it done this month, it's probably not going to happen until November or December. So definitely needs to happen this month. But I don't want to know a whole lot about it. I don't usually do before going into thriller books that Danielle picks. She said that it gave her Knives Out vibes, which she also said the same thing about Not a Happy Family by Sherry Lapina. And that book was a hit for me. So I'm hoping this one is a hit as well, because Knives Out is a really good movie, and we really enjoyed it. So hopefully this one will be good too. She really enjoyed it. So there you have Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Alright, so we did a Come Shop With Me not too long ago. I don't know if the video is going to be up after this or before it. If it's up after this, spoiler alert, I got the graphic novels of The Walking Dead. So I'm going to try and read Volume 1, which this has got, I believe, I think it's actually Volumes 1 and 2 are in this. Because I did a video where we went to the library and they had the compendiums there, and I was like, oh, I want to get the first one. They don't have it. Somebody commented saying that they thought I'd really enjoy it. I did watch the series. I watched up to season 5 and then stopped. I just didn't want to continue going with it. So, but I do really want to read the graphic novel of it because I've heard lots of good things, and so we'll have to see how it goes. If you've read this series, let me know in the comments your thoughts or opinions, and whether you like this more than the TV show, or if you prefer the TV show over these. So, there you have book 1 of The Walking Dead graphic novels. I don't know who the authors are. Alright, so back in August, I said I was going to restart my Dark Tower reread. I read the first book. I'd actually lost a star from a 5 to about a 4. Maybe 4.5 if I really contemplate it, but mainly sitting at a 4. Then I reread The Drawing of the 3. Still a 5-star. Phenomenal book. So, obviously I have 2 I gotta read for the month, but the first one I gotta get through is The Wastelands by Stephen King, Dark Tower Book 3. So my 2 favorite Dark Tower books is Book 2 and Book 3. So I just finished 2. I gotta get through 3. I'm really excited to get to this one. His quartet is almost formed. He's got to get Jake and Oi into the mix, and that is what happens with this one. And I remember the big cliffhanger ending at the end of this book. After this book is done, Wizard and Glass, I know it's going to be I get a lot of comments saying that I need to give it a fair chance. People are surprised I hate it. I feel now that I'm a bit more seasoned with my Stephen King, I feel that Wizard and Glass this time around might actually be enjoyable because, like I said, my first go around with this series, I wanted it to be like the adventure. I wanted it to keep going, and then book 4 kind of gave it a pause, and I think now I have a better understanding and grasp with, it's the whole story within itself, not just the journey that's currently happening. So, but yeah, that's a whole different thing. I really enjoyed this book the first go around, and so I'm really excited to get back to this one. So, Wastelands, Dark Tower Book 3, Stephen King. Alright, so that is my September TBR. 6 books, always changing, adding, subtracting, what have you. A couple of these I do want to have set in stone. Yeah, so what's in your September TBR? Make sure you let me know in the comments. And announcement time, with September upon us, October is looming in the darkness. And I know a lot of you guys were probably wondering if Zocktober was going to happen again this year. We did it last year where it was every day was a video in the month of October. We are doing it again this year. Zocktober is a go. We are going to be doing it again. Very excited for it. If you guys have any video suggestions that do not match what we did last year, let us know in the comments what you would like to see us do. We are still going to be doing King rereads. I've got 2 books in mind, but if you have a King suggestion that you want to know my opinion on that I have not shared with you guys yet, let me know in the comments as well. But Zocktober is a go. We're going to need some help with some video ideas. So, horror. Yeah, horror is pretty much the main concept. So don't be asking for thriller or science fiction or mystery. Pure on horror, like Amityville horror, Exorcist stuff, like all that kind of stuff, like just horror. So if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. If you have any Stephen King books you want me to reread, let me know. I'm planning to only do 2 this year because I'm planning to do one that's really big. So, yeah. But yes, Zocktober's a go this year. But yeah, no, that concludes this video. September TBR, done, and Zocktober happening. So, make sure you like the video. Please subscribe if you're not. Drop a comment, and we will see you guys in the next video. Later.